Next update. Yeah, my niece paid a visit late last year, so thank you, Victoria, for that. What we've done is had a bit of a rethink around the back. The number of points that I want, I've got two Digitraks stationary DC controllers, and each can handle 4 sets of points. So I've simplified out back to take account of that. It'll just give me 3 staging sidings back there. I think for this particular size, 4 foot by 2 foot, that'll be plenty. Most of the time I spent has been doing wiring, so you can see all the wiring's gone behind. So this is behind the vaccine, hence why I've gone for surface mounted point motors, where on the front section here we've got under table seep motors. I do have these two front ones. I've gone for surface mounted. I'm gonna hide them under some bushes. I didn't have much choice because there was no room. Come so close to the edge here, there was no room to mount underneath. So the beauty of modular is lightweight. So here we go. For when I've been doing the wiring, oh, it's a little dark, sorry about that. All of the wiring, I've just been able to flip this either upside down or just on its side like this to be able to get at the underside. The motors themselves, I've had to put pieces of cork underneath so that the actual protruding shaft from the motor is the right height. Otherwise it was sticking up too far. I did try and cut this, ruined a pair of rail clippers in the process. What I've done is from the motor taken each to a block, so I can then run from there down to the decoder down here. Found I needed to do that because it's easier to troubleshoot where the wires come loose. I couldn't do one wire that was the full length. I just wasn't sure where this puppy was going to sit. So so I've done that across here. You'll see these ones down here I haven't wired up yet because I'm still waiting for the second Digitraks. So most of the work I've done has actually been unseen work, so to speak, which is a bit frustrating because if you show your spouse what you've done, it doesn't look like you've done anything. For now, I've also used these pins here to act sort of as temporary buffer stops while I'm running and rerunning trains to make sure that I don't have an issue such as round here as trains were coming off of this siding. If I've got my container wagons, they were getting caught on this raised piece here, so I've had to introduce an extra section. When I ran it with just the engine, it seemed like it was working fine, so it wasn't until I actually started running the rolling stock I found that issue. So it's not it doesn't look that much different. Hopefully soon, now I'm at the tail end of the electrics, I can actually focus on getting this ballasted, getting the station built, getting the land contoured properly, dropping the vaccine in. Those things I'm hoping aren't going to take forever because I really want to get past this point. I'm feeling comfortable. The layout's got reliable running. I do need to put more. Today's task is just to put some drops in here. Right now the whole layout is powered by a single set of wires that are coming through right here. So I'll put all the drops in, and then I figure if need to, I might be able to isolate sections. So I'll just cut through at key places on the layout. I can't remember if I did this in a previous update. So the way I actually laid this is a single piece of flex track, was I laid just sort of like the snap track down, traced out where it was going to be, stuck the cork down, pulled all the snap track back up again, and then fixed the flex track through nails. Whether these nails stay in or not, I'm not quite sure. What I was going to do was ballast it, see if just the PVA from the ballasting held the track in place. If so, I might pull the nails up. And then one last thing, which I stumbled on by accident. I bought some magnets because I got the Dapol magnetic decouplers, and I was having a tough time as to where to place the magnet. So what I've come up with is, oh, you can barely see it there. There we go. Here we've got a magnet to act as a decoupler. It's quite unobtrusive. What I've done is I've actually super glued a small magnet there onto a track pin. What that means is I can put it wherever I want. If I find that's not powerful enough, I can raise it up to the right height as needed, or I can put two magnets side by side on the track pins. So rather than having, this was the alternative, the magnet that Dapol sells you, which is quite large. It's fine for in the back here where it's not going to be seen, but I didn't want to have something like that sitting on the front. So that was my solution. If it works out, I'll do another update. Test run, yeah, it was 50-50 as to whether this one magnet was going to do the trick. So I'm not sure whether it's just because the idea is flawed and it's not going to work, or because I just don't have it at the right height, don't have it at the right position, or don't have enough magnetic pull on it. So that's it for the update. So I'm test running the track. Should be putting the feeder wires in, but finding a couple more glitches. This is the first time I've run Tornado on the layout, and what I'm finding is I might have made some of the turns a little tight. We're having a bit of a struggle. We're only pulling 2 coaches, and I have not got the power whacked up that much. I wouldn't want to run much faster than this anyway, and we can see right there we've come to a bit of a grinding halt. I think that's a function of I've made this part of the turn a little too tight. At this point in the layout, I can obviously still pull the tack up, adjust the curve a little bit to accommodate the turning radius this guy needs. See right here. Whoa, struggle. Oh, and off we go. One thing I can show though is with the controls here, throwing a switch, piece of cake. I'll actually slow this guy to a halt first. It does have a braking function here. I should have done that probably. Would have applied the brakes, train would stop. The power has no effect whatsoever. So for changing the points, let's say what I've done is I've wired these 2 sets of points together. Switch number 2. Actually no, I think this one's switch number 1, that's switch number 2. I've got to renumber it. I want it to be sequential, so I know that should be switch 1, this will be switch 2, this guy down here will be switch 3, and the guy at the back there will be switch 4. 5 for that pair, 6 for the other pair, 7 for that guy. Must have missed one out because I could have sworn I had. Oh yeah, sorry, no, look for that guy over there. Anyway, so to throw this switch here, as you can just see here, this is how much of the under table switch I got protruding. It's flush with the railhead here. That's why I had to put that piece of cork underneath. So we come over here, we just put this thing into switch mode, right there. This one's set for switch number 2, I want switch number 1, so easy enough. And then down here, plus and minus. Minus is closed, plus is open. So right now it's thrown, meaning we're going that way. So if I just press the minus button to close it, there we go. And as you could hear that guy thunked at the same time, so that's plus and minus. So I was all worried about how reliable that was going to be. Was this going to throw closed all the time? Because you can see there's a bit of play in it. So far, knock on styrofoam, so good. I do keep forgetting though to switch back out of it. I have to press the exit button. So now I'm back to DCC local 163 is what I got. Got that guy up there going. So hands-off control through this. Currently at the back there, I have to manually switch them. So yeah, I'm quite pleased how that's turned out. So now I'm going to keep running this guy for a bit, just to make sure before I go too crazy with putting scenery on that I might otherwise regret, to make sure that we don't have any other points of derailment or anything else like that. So I think I might have cracked the decoupling with the magnets. So what I've done is, in the track right here, we've got 2 magnets on track pin heads. So if I pull this over real slow, you have to crawl. Cool. It's crawling. Once I get over the magnet, right there, there's actually an audible click. See if we can get into the middle. Oh, it seems I missed. Okay, so pop it into reverse. Right there, hear the click. Now I should be able to pull away, no problem. And then we'll come back in. Topple up. And away we go again. So, looks like it's 2 magnets just below rail height. Really teeny magnets. I've got the packet over here. I got them from Australia. They're actually wargaming magnets. I guess building models, you want to put arms and limbs on wargaming figures. Very, very small. Like I said, it's the size, literally the size of track pin head. Under normal operation, you pull straight through, no problem. Looks like the best way for me to decouple is put it in reverse. Back over the magnet till I hear the click. I heard the click and it didn't. It was a little too hasty there, I guess, with the went past it. So that goes to show actually you can go past in reverse. Don't have to decouple in reverse over the magnet. Anyway, so that's the there you go, there was the click again, and away we go. So sorted.